Greetings YouTube. Today we have a Simplicity Freedom. This is the premium version that has the lifetime belt and the metal brush roller on there. This particular version was made in the US with, if you can read that tag there, globally outsourced components. Which means it's a Heinz 57 of parts assembled, but it's a fairly decent little cleaner. As far as when we weigh this machine, if we weigh this machine, we get about 10.5 pounds on there with the scale. So it's relatively lightweight, easy to use, low maintenance machine in theory. Now this is what they call a direct air machine, which means it's not exactly low maintenance all the time. So in a normal vacuum, everything goes through a bag or through a cyclone before it goes to the motor. With this machine, it's actually going directly into the motor and blowing it into the bag. And the benefit of that is they're able to use a smaller motor and get a little bit more power out of that smaller motor. The negative of that is if you suck up a penny, a rock, or something, you can break the fan, motor, or motor housing and have to bring it in for repairs. So with this machine, you do have to really watch what you suck up. I had my roommate use this. She swore she sucked up a sock. I said, no. You would know if you sucked up a sock all the way in there, because that would be about the end of it. And we ended up finding our sock just stuck in the brush roller. So the motor shut off really does work real well in this machine. This machine is being sold mainly under the Riccar name these days. You don't see this machine. They've kind of killed off the Simplicity brand. And that's kind of an internal thing with the company. Now, the good thing about this machine is it does use a nice large HEPA bag. And these HEPA bags are fairly inexpensive for the genuine ones. Used to be the replacement ones were made by the genuine company. That's no longer true. So as usual, I always recommend buying genuine. And the bag's fairly large, as you can see this inner bag on there. Now, to be fair, they've made this bag a lot easier to change in the newer models. With these older models, you would have to rock in and out the bag like that. And they now have a nice bag dock, very similar to the Mila. So that's just something to note about that. And the new ones, the zipper does go down all the way. So some of my complaints that I would normally spend some time talking about, they really have addressed. Now the thing about this machine is this one was lent to me by a friend who's a vacuum collector. Yes, I know it's silly, but those sorts of people do exist and they're awesome. So it hasn't gotten normal household use. It's kind of just been a museum piece, for lack of a better word. But you can see already it's developed some creaks and that. So fit and finish from the factory wasn't exactly great. Now the color of this, again, that has to do with it being part of his collection. He purposely wanted one that was in between changing colors of the mold. And that's why you see the dual color hood. Normally this would be a plain Jane color and their color is one color. So that is something unique only to this machine I'm demoing here today. So let's go through and see how it did cleaning house. We're going to do our standard pickup test with the machine, which is of course our dog hair, our flour, our cat litter, and our breakfast cereal. And we are running a point of view camera, so you'll get to see that. And some of you have said you love the point of view footage, some of you have said you don't like it. So definitely comment below on that and how you thought this did cleaning wise. Let's see first pass. Actually, well, it just blew away. We have a little bit of a animal hair there. If I could turn off the point of view camera. Flour seems to be picked up well. Cat litter did all right. That's the one that surprised me there. And then don't really see any breakfast cereal, so I think it did all right on that carpet pass. You see that it did kick a little bit of cereal forward. Let's pick up the rest of this, just kind of one pass, and give you an idea of that. So as far as carpet cleaning goes, the best I can test, it does very well. A little bit, struggles a little bit with pet hair, but not to the point where it's not acceptable. Now, as I said, I don't really approve of this machine for use of wood floor. I think tile really beats up the machine because the brush is hitting the tile and it's an impact on the brush roller more so than carpet. But I want to show you how that does. So as you can see, I'm not doing the standard pickup test. I'm just, for this demonstration, we got Rice Krispies and dog hair down there. And I'll explain that in a minute. We'll put on low as recommended and see what happens. So I've now done a pass over that entire area. And you can see there's Rice Krispies and stuff there. And that's why I didn't put cat litter and some of the other things I usually do for this test, because I understand what it's not going to do. And it really wasn't designed to do that. Again, I don't recommend Orc vacuums for that either, for exactly the same reason. I think the only one with the brush roller on that actually works on hard floor is the Cibo X4, X5 series, and that's only with the soft brush, and it's still, I'm not really satisfied with using a brush roller in the on position on hard floor. So let's see if we can suck up the rest of that and see what happens. And I'm barefoot while I'm doing this, so I can actually feel the stuff hitting my feet, and I know some people are weird about that, but you know, it's about 90 some degrees here. Yeah, you can just see some of the stuff on there. So it scatters it. It does eventually pick it up, but it's a lot more work than a standard canister vacuum would be, or a central vacuum. So stairs. We have to talk about the stairs. Usually with an upright, you don't do stairs. But what's cool about this one is it is super light. In fact, the Riccar version is called a super light rather than a Freedom. Now it's too wide to do my stairs, but only a little bit. I find yeah, you could do them like that. It would be kind of a hassle as far as I'm concerned, but you could do them. You're not going to get like in the corners. The edge cleaning is not particularly great in this machine. But if you have to bring it up and down stairs, or in and out of a car, this thing's really light. It's about 9 pounds or so. I really like that, and that's with the cord off. So I find myself cleaning the house actually faster, because I'm kind of zooming through and I'm able to pick it up, so it's maybe the fastest upright I've used so far. I want to talk about edge cleaning with the Freedom / Riccar S10 / whatever else you want to call this lightweight platform that they've used over the years. Now, the reason I'm starting like this is I want to show you what the bottom side looks like. You have no belt on this side, so in theory this should be the best edge cleaning. You do have this nice indent that should, again, help with edge cleaning, and then they have some nice indents on the belt side as well. Now, the problem has been, we're going to do this, if you guys can see right there, you can see that there is a bit of hair next to the dog kennel. When I turn this on, we're going to use it on high. I want you to check out the edge cleaning. So that was one pretty slow pass. And you can see there's a bit of hair there. Now if I put that hair in front of the vacuum, and again, there's no real difference. There's still a bunch of hair there on the edge. Now every other vacuum seems to have picked this up that I've done. Even the Kirby did. Now I'm just going to move the kennel a little bit. And we're going to go along the rest of the wall and have you kind of judge the other side as well. And again, the edge cleaning has a lot to be desired on this. So, yeah, edge cleaning, not so much. Here, and like I've said before, not all power heads even get under this bed, but I feel a lot of people have a bed like this or items like this in their house, so again I want to show this. So the teeter-totter effect of the machine, give you an idea really how high that is. So if I'm trying to get under my bed, I simply cannot. But if I want to go under a surface like this, I can, because it's shallow. So again, know your limitations of the machine. And I would have to say, before you buy this, you'd have to measure from this point here, which is, you know, bigger than a hand's length. I'd say it's at least a foot, whether or not this is going to work in your house. So another thing I've noticed about this machine is definitely the noise, and it's one of the reasons why our Patreon supporters helped us buy a good microphone a while ago. So we're going to turn the Miele on. Maybe. It's pretty quiet. We turn it up all the way. Still pretty quiet. We've also gathered a Kirby here. So if we turn the Kirby on, it's a little bit louder. Now let's turn the simplicity on. That was the high speed. Let's try the low speed. So pretty loud compared to some of the other vacuums, and the tone of this motor is particularly high-pitched. So that is something, again, you must try this before you buy it, and it really is a niche machine, depending on your household. Have thicker or soft carpet, you're going to experience something with these machines that's pretty unique to this machine. There are a couple other machines that do this, but there's no self-propelled mechanism on this. A lot of people like to claim there's a self-propelled mechanism. I've seen that said by numerous salesmen. I've seen a lot of customers say that too, because they're confused. And really all that is the brush pulling along the machine, and the machine is light enough that it's able to pull itself along with the brush. There are other power heads and other machines that do this. Notably the XL21 will do this, but it's just something, it's kind of different when you're using it on low pile. It's quite the experience. And, you know, having to hold a machine that's trying to get away from you, because when you hold a self-propelled machine and you pull back on the handle, they stop. This one, a strange feature of the machine, and it's something I kind of like. It's fun to play with, but it is something to be mindful when you're using it, is it will try to run into things sometimes if you don't have a tight grip on it.
One thing I've noticed while using this is how much hair gets wrapped around the roller. Just about every other time I've cleaned the hair off the roller. So, and it's not so much pet hair, it is much more human hair. So we're going to just open this up, clean it out, and to clean the hair off the roller, you know, you could use a utility knife. I heard somebody saying they thought I should use a seam ripper. I don't know why you would use a seam ripper. I much prefer a pocket knife, but whenever available, a combat knife is always good. So we're going to clean the that hair off, and you can see this just works so much better than a seam ripper in terms of pulling the hair. And this you know, you got good leverage, you got good penetration if you want to clean up that brush roller. That's just going to work so much better than some little utility knife. Now, if you're in Britain, I highly recommend that you don't do this, because I don't know what's going on over there, but you guys have some sort of knife ban. But for the rest of us in the free world, a good combat knife is a good choice for cleaning the hair off the roller. So we're just going to pull the hair off the roller like so. And this roller actually comes out fairly easy, which is something I do like about this. Let's just show you how this comes clean. Let's pull this off. This roller actually is kind of dirty, so we're going to clean it up as well. And the chamber has gotten dirty. You can see all that hair that I just got off. So let's go ahead and vacuum the vacuum. And I wish they had the lifetime belt models with the wooden brush roller. I think their wooden brush rollers are vastly superior to their steel brush rollers or their aluminum brush rollers, and you can see where the plastic tends to melt on here. And it was like this before I got it. So this happened with a vacuum collector who's very careful about his vacuums. So that's pretty much off there. But we have like some grease or some stuff on there. So I'm going to go ahead and clean that off with a rag. Not really sure where all that came from. You can see just what builds up on the base plate. And I showed this before we started. It wasn't the cleanest vacuum, but it sure has got very dirty in the month that I've used it. Now I did go out of town for 4 days, but I don't think that has much to do with my results here. So when you put this in, I note the brush roller is eccentric, and if you have higher pile carpet, you want the flat end up. If you have lower pile carpet, you want the flat end down. Or if it's worn, the brush bristles are worn, you put the flat end down. But because how high my carpet is, this is the way we want to do it. And that just kind of goes on there like that. And I like how this thing all snaps together. They went to like some screws, and I much prefer the snap together at that. So, as stated in the previous video, the particular collector who bought this machine new, he wanted something unique, so he actually got a fascia from when they were changing the colors in the mold. So that's why it's this color. Kind of cool. So let's take a look at the bag and see where that's at, and how that turned out. I'm going to seal it up. See my handwriting on there. So really, I didn't get too much stuff. Now, I didn't vacuum my bare floors with this for reasons I think are pretty obvious. And I will say there's a bit of fluff on the top of the bag. That surprises me. Kind of, let's maybe shake it down. But still, we don't have too much in here. I think I got more with the cordless Henry, to be honest with you. Though I feel that this, in terms of carpet grooming, this is far better than a lot of machines. So that I would definitely give it some points for carpet grooming, and I would give it some points for being super lightweight. I think if we are giving this a Doug score, lightweight would be one of the categories along with maneuverability, because I think that that's something that's really underrated. And we saw that Ork made a career out of lightweight vacuums. So I will say that's something I really like about this vacuum.
So my final thoughts and recommendations with this machine is this is really going to accommodate a full-size canister or a central vac or another vacuum, or you're just going to use it as your basement vac. So the reason I say that is it has no onboard tools, as we discussed, so you'll need something like this little Henry or one of the other vacuums to accommodate with it for the rest of your cleaning. But I feel if you want something just for quick carpet pickups, this is a great machine. If you don't mind the occasional extra maintenance that can happen with a direct air machine, or dirty air machine for those overseas, that's how they call that. I think the quality is decent for what it is. If you go into a dealer and you negotiate with them, I think you can get a good price on this machine. Would I pay $600 or $700 in 2019 for one of these? No, I wouldn't. Would I pay $400 to $500 for this? Absolutely, it's an alright machine for that. And I would definitely make sure that you have 2 reputable dealers in your town when you do need service, so that if you for some reason don't like one, because you will have some sort of relation with that dealer. Just kind of the history of the brand. Do I think the metal brush roller is necessary? No, I really don't. I think the lifetime belt is necessary. So understand, if you get the premium model, you're buying it for the lifetime belt, not the metal brush roller. I don't think that there's any reason you buy a metal brush roller over a wood brush roller. I know, again, that the strips are interchangeable, but usually by that time the rest of the brush roller has worn out stuff anyway, so I personally, as a technician, prefer to change a brush roller as a whole assembly. And the weight, I mean, this machine is super lightweight. It's as light as a power head with a canister vacuum, so it's really for somebody who doesn't want a heavier machine or just needs a quick pickup, like I said. Well, please post your comments below. If you have one of these, I'd love to hear from you on this. Check out our Patreon page and some of our other reviews, and please consider a subscription as well. And if you really love the channel, hit that notification bell and you'll know as soon as I post a video.